is the Trusty Ape channel over here on the YouTube. I also have like a Twitch and a Facebook and all that stuff, but I don't use them very much anymore. Anyway, so I was having a particularly poopy morning this morning. It was not too bueno, and anyway, it's I'm still going through some rough stuff, but it's improving. But this video, when it popped up this morning, really helped me to start feeling a little more upbeat, and I was hoping it would do the same for you. Hey, big love, Will Freeman, good to see you. So this is a new one from pmars. And I brought it up in Mr. Mod's chat earlier, and made a comment or something. People were like, "Is pmars still around?" And then Peter, the famous atheist Peter, the very famous atheist Peter, brought up that apparently pmars is studying directly under Darth Dawkins, which is evident in this video. However, some hilariousness ensues as his well, you'll see, but it's not. pmars is still out of prison, as far as I could tell. Maybe he's streaming from prison. I don't know, but in any event, so if Darth Dawkins, arguments are bad, just wait until you see this gem. Atheists can't hide from Jesus. And so apparently he's got like a live debate with prompts up, maybe TikTok, I don't know. And he's got these prompts here. 1, Christianity is objectively proven. Okay. 2, atheism is irrational. 3, no slavery in ancient Israel, which I'm not even sure if that would qualify as an actual position. Abortion is child sacrifice. And 5, science is a theistic concept. So not exactly sure what prompted this particular conversation, but you can take a swing at it once you hear what's going on.
What can be proven real, right? So, like, who cares what someone believes? Like, it matters what can you prove.
Hey, Hillary's good to see you. What can be proven real? We'll just start over. We go, nice.
But, like, what can be proven real, right? So, like, who cares what someone believes? Like, it matters what can you prove is real. And we can prove, like, Christianity is true.
Please demonstrate that for me. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah, facts require a story. You can't have a fact without a story behind the fact. And so
you can't have a fact without a story behind the fact. Right. So just right off the bat there, he's gobbledygook, right? Okay, that's funny. So facts require a story. He's going to expound upon this too.
So the necessary story for any fact would be the story of the Bible. And to deny that, you'd be making a counterclaim that some other story makes facts true. But there is.
So this is some variation on like Darth's, whole, like logic can't exist without God or something like that. Was basically the argument there. So, and now pmars is saying that facts can't exist without a story, which in this case is the Bible.
I don't understand what you mean by facts require a story. Explain that to me.
Facts require context. So like if you walk into a movie halfway through the movie and you see a character sneaking in, you wouldn't be able to interpret the correct facts without the context of like the beginning of the movie, because you might.
Well, that's kind of like the claims in the Bible and how the fact is that the Earth is definitely older than 6,000 years old and all of that. So the Bible is like the guy who walks in halfway through the movie and doesn't know what's going on, right?
Assume it's a villain sneaking into a house, but maybe it's like the hero sneaking in to like rescue a hostage. So facts require
You don't know the fact of what that person is doing there in this scenario, right? But that doesn't change the the person is factually either a hero or a villain, or possibly even neutral. You're not even considering that option at this point.
context, like a story, and the story of the Bible is necessary context for any fact.
I
To be
think you and I maybe disagree on what facts are versus what a theory is. So a fact,
No.
in my well, let me if I may just tell you what I the way I perceive a fact. That way we can make sure that we're speaking the same language. Isn't a fact just a thing that we observe?
Yeah.
Is a
Okay, so
fact just a thing that we observe? Maybe. I don't know this guy's counter argument is much better, but this whole conversation is just a weird trash fire. So
that doesn't require a story. I can say that all steel bars sink. If I throw a steel bar in a pool, that steel bar is going to sink. That's a fact.
When we observe something, we observe things through
possibly, but if you throw it in the ocean, it might not, right? So
we like use our reason to observe, right?
You use your faculties.
You use reason.
Your
This isn't-
reason
you
is
don't use a reason to make observation. You use your senses. You use reason and logic to make sense out of the thing that you're seeing, to put it into a context, and be able to, you know, like if you say it's like your first time ever seeing a chair. You have no idea what the chair is used for, right? And then, I guess you're a child at this point, presumably, right? Who doesn't? It just as an example, it's like your first time ever seeing a chair. You don't know what it's used for, and then the fact is presented to you that the chair is for sitting, and so now you know what the chair was used for, right? So you use your senses to observe the chair, and then you need this like additional information, whether it's through somebody explaining it to you or you just experimenting with the thing, to know that the chair is in fact made for sitting, right? It doesn't seem too complicated to me. Hillary's email says, a person doesn't walk into a house until you watched all the prior films in the movie series. Yeah. No, he's just saying that you don't know what the person is doing there, which is true, but that doesn't change the fact that there's like a motivation behind the action this person is taking. You're just unaware of what that motivation is, right? So he's just talking about like generally lacking in knowledge.
your reason is going to be
Bro.
where theories or
Okay.
hypotheses come in.
Okay. So this isn't controversial, right? This is a scientific fact that humans interpret reality through stories. That's how we interpret the world.
Correct. We don't.
That's one way we interpret the world. I mean, you can use stories, you use parables, right? In some ways, it's actually, like there's escapism in storytelling as well, because that's why you have fantasy fiction, like the Bible, among many other works of fiction, is, because maybe there are useful moral lessons to be had there, and stuff like that. But this is just one of the ways that we interact with and make sense of the world. It's not the only way or even the primary way. Hillary's emails, that's an interpretation of the overall narrative, not the fact of entering a building. Does he not understand that? Apparently not. He's pretty dense.
Interpret facts that way. But I agree.
Yes.
Humans interpret reality in that
Sir,
way.
this isn't controversial. Humans
He's going to do this quite a bit. Sir, this is a Wendy's. This is not controversial. Apparently.
interpret facts through stories. This is not controversial. You can't disagree with this.
Oh, and since I didn't say it before, I saw a couple new subs jumped on. So thank you and welcome to new subscribers. And thank you, of course, to my returning viewers.
Be irrational like a flat earther.
See,
Disagree.
I don't
I agree.
understand
So you need
why
to.
you aren't like arguing from a position. You're kind of just saying like you're being super, super careful right now.
Hey, Halsey, good to see you. Now that I would say is a mischaracterization. I don't think he's being careful. He's playing fast and loose with words, and he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. Is my interpretation of that. But yeah, Will Freeman says pmars has only ever been a joke. It's good that some things are being constant. Yeah, indeed.
I don't understand why you're not like arguing for your position, because we're here to like debate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, perfect. Well, I wasn't. I was just when I was talking about the first notion here. I was just talking about the way that you guys are speaking about the gods. You also have. Oh, I'm sorry. The live is paused.
I can hear
Did we
you.
pause? Was that me? Oh, okay.
I
I'd be happy to disagree with one of your subjects here.
Well, I was already. I mean, I was.
I'm sorry.
I was proving Christianity is true. You didn't really respond.
Oh,
to
I'm
that.
sorry. Yeah, please. Then I missed it. If you
Somehow in the past 3 minutes, he thinks he's been proving that Christianity is true, but I'm not sure how it
did that,
qualifies that.
it totally went by me. Please tell me how Christianity
Remember
is true.
stories. We need a story for facts. The story of the Bible is necessary for facts. So if you reject that, you're making a counterclaim that some other story makes facts true. But like, what would that be?
So in what? No, stories don't make facts true. That's obviously false. There's stories are just us stringing words together and telling about how something happened or an experience or what stories are, right? Like stories can be true, stories can be false. Not all stories are factual, and not all facts make good stories. Like there are certain facts that are just mundane, and you would never watch a movie about like the fact of clipping your toenails or something like that. Maybe somebody would, but most people would not.
I'm sorry. Someone was talking to me. Say that one more time. I apologize.
Facts aren't neutral. Facts require a story.
No, facts are neutral. The story is what's not neutral.
Yeah,
This is not true. I can demonstrate
So he's got it there, and no, he's not going to demonstrate anything.
this, right?
Please demonstrate that to me.
Okay. To observe reality, we need logic to observe reality. Because
Now he says we need logic to observe reality. Once again, what the actual fuck are you talking about, my friend?
things have to have an identity. Before you even observe anything, it has to have an identity. You can't observe something without an identity.
Before you observe a thing, it must have an identity. The thing being observed probably has an identity, but you don't know what it is, right? Unless you have certain prior knowledge about that thing, then you can identify the thing in question. So that's not how identity works at all. Hillary Email says toenail clipping number 5 is premiering at Sundance this year.
So we have to.
I don't understand what do you? Okay, what do you say?
The first law of logic is the law of identity. When you
Yes.
Now he's trying to say like this. In a way, it does kind of supersede. I mean, it's arbitrary, the order of the laws of logic that he's describing here, right? Like identity, non-contradiction. It's kind of arbitrary that they're laid out that way, but it helps people to make sense of the process. Their logic is a process where you observe something and say, okay, can I identify it as this? Is it definitely this and not this other thing? Because if it's A, it can't be B or whatever, right? So it's a process of reasoning through things that you observe or things that people tell you, possibly, where you're using logic as a tool, but pmars doesn't understand this or is just willfully ignorant.
Observe something.
Obvious.
It must have an identity because you can't observe something with no identity. So logic has to be true.
You can't observe something with no identity. Okay. I think that's fundamentally flawed. Right? You can observe water, say, in the Pacific Ocean, and you can observe water in the Atlantic Ocean. In both cases, you're observing water in an ocean, but can you presume the identity of the water in the Pacific Ocean is the same as the identity of the water in the Atlantic Ocean? Or is it different water? Or is it all just mixed up because it's a big ocean and there's lots of waves?
In order to observe anything. So that's like a framework or like a story.
I agree that logic is an axiom. That I agree with that premise.
We're not talking about axioms. I'm talking about the story. So logic is a story, right? So I have a story of how I use logic, right? So in my story, God of the Bible is the source of logic. He designs me in his image. My mind is made in the image of the mind of God, so I can use logic. That's like my story. So
yeah, that's your story, but that's not logical. I mean, it says some shit like that in a book, where you share interpretation, because it says the thing about creating in the image, but the rest of the stuff I think is like completely interpretive.
Excuse me.
Yes,
You're using logic based on a different story that's not of the Bible.
You would have to use logic to interpret your first story, so your logic is an axiom.
Okay. We're not talking about axioms, because to even have an axiom.
No, you're saying that logic, that you can interpret the Bible in this way.
And he clearly just doesn't know what axioms are. He doesn't know what that means.
And logic tells this story. That's not a true statement.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Logic is, you would have to have logic to even start with that idea.
Sir, we start with God's revelation. So we start with God.
So
you start with that because you're doing shitty presuppositional apologetics. This is bad. And I'm not a philosophizer or anything. I don't have a YouTube channel called Answers in Stoicism that I really need to produce content on, formerly known as a Stupid Monkey Philosophy, because I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know how to do this.
Yes, I reason from God's revelation. You do not reason from God's revelation. So we have competing
from the revelation. He's not talking about the book, right? Not the one book, but the other part of the book.
Stories of how we interpret facts. But the problem is
how do you interpret the fact of death from stories in the Bible when people can resurrect?
Competing story collapses and depends on my story. So your view is parasitic upon my view.
That's incorrect.
I love that he's doing that. He's like, you need Christianity in order to hold a presumably atheist worldview, because he's saying this person's an atheist. I don't know who his interlocutor is, so I'm just going to assume that that's the truth. So somehow atheism has to hijack its worldview from Christianity, right? Because G-Man's Live special. Did Jesus of Nazareth exist at Nazareth?
Why?
Was he Nazarene?
Because logic is an axiom. For you to have this presuppositional idea.
Okay, this is going over your head. I don't know. This is just going over your head.
It's going way over, man. Way over. I can't process what you're saying. No, actually, it's not. It's just fucking nonsense, man.
Everybody presupposes, right? You realize that.
You just keep saying blah blah axiom. This has nothing to do
I don't
with
know who the third guy is. He chimed in there and said everybody presupposes. I think he said something else too. But.
axioms. I'm
Yes,
asking.
it is.
You said
No, it
logic is
isn't.
How
axiom.
can you? How
because
can you
look, sir.
claim that God? Can I
Before-
ask you a question? Let me. I want to stick with this point.
Okay, but when you ask the question,
Yeah, logic is axiomatic. The thing is itself. It cannot be a thing that is not itself, right? And in order to, there's an order of things. So if you're sequencing, number of things, there's 1 and there's 2 and there's 3, and it can't be 1 and then 3 and then 2 because that would be in violation of the other laws, etc. So
it proves my argument. Go ahead.
You don't even know what the question is, so you're already
but your question to ask a question
You're already
would prove,
presupposing.
yeah,
that I'm
but
gonna prove your
to
argument.
ask a question would prove my argument because only in the Christian worldview do we have an absolute, so that your words.
How do you know that that's true?
Well, tell me what's the absolute.
How
that's
do you
not the
know
Christian
that
God?
what you just said is true?
Because only the Christian God is a revealed absolute.
That's a claim. That's not telling me how you know it.
I am telling you.
hello, my awesome life. Good to see you. Question mark. Uh-oh. Is everything okay? This is pmars. He's a really weird dude. I'll check the stream just to make sure there's no errors. Yeah, stream just to make sure there's okay. We look good. Good afternoon, Christian Carpenter. Oh, no video. My bar. All right. Let's bloop. Bloop. Did that work? Damn it, Jim. Why is it not adjusting? That's crazy. Oh, wait. Now I'm just going to keep seeing the same thing. Duh. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. And then go back. No. Okay. Okay. There we go. Logic. Hello. Help me, Logic. So now we have video. Not that there's much to see on this, because it's looks like it's hijacked from a TikTok channel. He's like screen recording or something.
Telling you how you know it.
I am telling you. It's
No,
revealed.
okay. That's a claim. How
No.
do you know this thing?
It's
And by the
revealed.
way, okay. So
Christian Carpenter says PMars used to make me time him out all the time for using the N-word. Yes. Exposed for being racist, as well as a shitty philosopher in general, and probably harboring many other bad ideas. I call him pee-pee boy.
so you're
God
you are,
entered the source of existence and truth is a person who entered into human history.
so he revealed it.
creation.
He revealed it to you, correct?
And he speaks to us. Yes.
Did he reveal it to you?
He revealed it objectively to everyone.
Everybody.
Okay,
It's
did
not
he
just
re-
us.
Okay, I'm just fine to all of us, whatever. But he revealed it to you, correct?
Everyone.
And also, everyone is also you.
So the thing about PMars' argument is that not just as a presupper, he's not just like what Darth will do is basically peel it back and say, well, you can't disprove God even if it's not the Christian God, right? That's like the second step is proving that it's actually the Christian God, right? Because you have your choice of other gods as well, but Darth just says you can't definitively disprove some God. But PMars is taking it next level to be like, no. If you want to talk to me, you have to presuppose that the book is true, and I'm not even going to attempt to, validate that claim. Like not even going to try to give evidence on that one. Of course.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. So are you infallible?
No.
Can you be wrong?
Can you defend your
I'm
position?
asking a question.
Can I
Can
be
you be
wrong? Yes,
wrong?
I can be wrong. Yes. Can you defend
Okay,
your
then
position?
how can you know? How can you know that what you're interpreting this God to say is true?
Because when
Because
you
it is filtered. It's filtered through your mind.
no, it's revealed. So you're forcing
Okay,
your
but
when you say
it's
it. Stop.
filtered. You're saying
Stop.
that it's
See, but that's in the book again, that it's revealed, right? But if it's revealed to all these Christians, why they all have widely varying interpretations on the Bible and what it's supposed to say, which parts of it are relevant, and all that good shit.
filtered through your mind.
Stop. When you say it's filtered through my mind, that's
Yes.
your worldview where you believe human reason is ultimate. But that's not my view. My view is that God's reason is ultimate, right? So I think that everything
You're relying on your own human reason to verify that the God claim in the book is true. Therefore, I mean, you're still relying upon human reason. His email says, "It's revealed" is perhaps the most uninformative answer of all time. Yeah.
in my mind is ultimately filtered through the mind of God. For example, when you say, could you be wrong? Did you say, could you be wrong? Did you know that a human mind can't define what it means to be wrong? So that sentence is parasitic on my view because only the mind of God can define what it means. Can a human mind define right? Can a human mind define good and wrong? Yeah.
Yes.
Can a human mind define right and wrong?
Yes.
Really? How does that work?
Yes.
Because what is your objective standard for right and wrong that's based on a human mind, which would completely be a contradiction?
Well, what you're saying is that I can't know this because I'm fallible, and
What
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
you
is
can't know your
Sir,
revealed truth
sir.
is
Sir, wouldn't right and wrong depend on an objective standard? Because if you don't have an objective standard, then oh, really? So right and wrong depends on a subjective standard.
correct. That's the way that that's
Okay.
the way that
So
we
then
work right
anything
now.
is so then.
Ooh, hey. Christian Carpenter says, "I would much rather pmars go around arguing with people than calling everyone the N-word." Yeah, he's actually being relatively civilized here. Sir, this is a Wendy's. His email says, "Passive voice. No one is performing the action, and no explanation or justification for his nonsensical claims." No, yeah, he's batting and he's swinging and he's missing. Yeah, that's the. Hillary's email says, "Human minds are dependent upon non-existent fictional characters." Yeah, that's the argument. Yeah, they are absurd in my awesome life.
Anything can be true.
No.
Why not?
Why can't anything be true? Because you have certain axioms that say that these
Okay.
things are not true, and you live in a social world and you're a social being, and people agree on what's true and what's not true.
But
That's
it
what
doesn't
it is
matter
being
if
social.
everyone, if we all agree that Christianity is true. Is Christianity true?
No.
Okay.
If we
So
all agree,
isn't that a
if we
direct
all agree
isn't how is
slavery
that
true?
how come you
if-
how come you can agree on things and then that makes them true, but like me and my friends here, we can't agree that Christianity is true. That doesn't make Christianity true. What's the difference?
We're not talking now about morality. We've moved on to Christianity being true.
They're all interconnected.
Well, he's his whole thing is based. It's dependent on Christianity being true. He doesn't have. That's the only argument he has.
No, morality
right and wrong.
morality versus Christianity that has nothing to do with each other.
And Christianity, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. So if we're
God is
talking
what
about
we use to define what's good. So
how
that's
do you do that,
it's a revealed objective standard of the mind of God.
and that's filtered through your mind, which could be, you said, fallible, which could be wrong.
Okay, but it doesn't matter if I'm fallible because
Yes, it does, because the revealed truth.
the position, so that would be a straw man. So the
I'm
revealed
not straw
truth.
man in your position. You said that this is revealed to you in some
Revealed to you.
but it's not revealed to me. So I don't
Okay,
believe it.
defend that then.
I'll defend
Defend that he's not revealed to him. That's great.
right now. I don't believe it.
So what?
but to believe in anything, there would have to be real minds and things that really exist, right?
So now we're talking about solipsism. Do you
We're
believe
talking
you're
about your
laying
position. We're talking about. I'm trying to want you to.
He is. He is fucking. That's where he's leaning right there. He's like, how can you say that anything's real, man?
Position, because you said God didn't reveal himself to you, but yet you believe your mind is real and that things really exist, don't you?
I believe that that is the only belief I can have.
So for
in
your
this.
mind to be real and for things to really exist, there would have to be some self-existing necessary reality, or else you would have an infinite regress of
Self-existing necessary reality? What the fuck does that mean? A self-existing necessary reality. So you just are saying that reality itself exists necessarily? Cool. That's a cool argument there.
realities. So what would be the self-existing necessary reality that's not the revealed Christian God?
Literally just reality. You don't need a story about God to know that reality exists if you're experiencing it.
I don't understand what you're saying there. You just said a bunch of words.
Your mind and things existing. There's dependent things that.
No, I actually had to sit and think about it for a second. I was like, what? Reality itself necessarily exists? Yeah, sure.
Exist, and your mind would be dependent. So you need something that exists.
Dependent things that exist, such as
your mind, and anything that exists is going to be dependent.
Okay, so in this, if we're
your mind is dependent on your body, right? The brain needs the rest of the body in order to function. For the most part, there's obviously you can cut off limbs, brain's still going, all that good stuff. So but there's a necessary organism that operates the mind.
talking about solipsism, then you're correct. The only thing that would have to exist, the only dependent thing would be my mind.
Nothing
your
could
God
exist.
Your
Nothing
God
could
would have
exist.
nothing to do with that.
Nothing could exist without a self-existent.
Unless, of course, this whole thing is just an illusion and we are, in fact, just brains in a vat, in which case we would know and there'd be nothing we could do about it because brains in a vat can't, extract themselves from the vat. So solipsism is a dead argument anyway.
Necessary reality because you would have an infinite regress of dependent realities. So you couldn't.
Infinite regress of dependent realities. Because this reality exists. There must have been a reality before this reality. Nope.
I don't understand your plan.
Even your solipsism is going to be parasitic on my view. So everything you say.
I love that. Solipsism is going to be parasitic on my view.
No, solipsism is the idea that my mind is a brain.
Which is parasitic on my view because you're going to. Well, then what would ground the existence of anything?
What grounds the existence of anything?
What's the self-existing necessary reality that would have to exist to ground any existence?
Dude, you're talking word.
Yeah. Self-existing
word salad.
I'm just pointing out
your question is it's insuperable. You're not making sense with your question.
There's dependent.
See, he's trying to use Darth's argument and change the wording, and it as horrible as it is when Darth does it, right? To say that there's like the necessary mind or whatever. This is even worse because he's saying there's a self-exist. Yeah. So a thing that exists that is not dependent upon other things, but the thing that he's describing is just reality. Wow, like mind-blowing. I'm absolutely blown away here, sir.
Realities and there's independent realities.
There's dependent realities and independent realities.
What grounds the existence of anything?
What's the self-existing necessary reality that would have to exist to ground any existence?
Dude, you're talking word salad.
I'm just pointing out
your question is it's insuperable. You're not making sense with your question.
There's dependent realities and there's independent realities.
Dependent realities and independent realities. No, there is one singular unified reality, and then there are that we know of, right? That we can demonstrate that we exist within this thing that you're experiencing now is the single unified contiguous reality that we occupy. If there's another reality, we can't demonstrate it, we can't see it, and we have no evidence of it, right? Now, if you're talking about like meta realities, like say a video game, right? A video game is a representation of reality, but it is not reality, right? It's a fucking video game, right? You can kind of live there, but you actually can't, right? Because as many, whatever, I don't know, I guess they actually have, players eating real food in video games in the non-real reality, right? But if you keep feeding your player in the game and you don't eat, you're gonna fucking die, right? That's reality, right? The fact that you keep feeding your player in this video game is not actually going to sustain you because the video game is not real. It's just a representation of reality, which is like an alternate reality, I guess, or whatever, or it could be a representation of this reality, but it's still a not real representation of the real. Is that making any kind of sense? It's definitely making more sense than this.
So for there to be dependent reality, there has to be an independent reality. So like, what would be the independent reality?
The one that you literally exist in.
I'm fine to say I don't know.
Okay, and when you say I don't know, that would be a concession to the argument I've been making this
No, it's
entire
not.
time.
No,
Okay.
it's not, because what you're saying is you do know, and I'm saying you can't prove that. Demonstrate it.
I keep saying that your view is parasitic on my view, and when you said
that's a claim, that's not a demonstration.
the demonstration was when you said I don't know, that demonstrates that your view collapses without the Christian God.
No,
So
that just
whether-
demonstrates that I'm willing to say I don't.
That's like straight out of the Darth playbook. To say, if you say that you don't know, you concede because Christianity claims to have the answer. And if there's ever anything, so he's actually reversing the God of the gaps fallacy there by saying anything that you can't explain or you at least can't articulate, right? I fill that with God, and therefore I'm right.
know a thing.
whether you admit
And
it
that's
or
fine,
not,
but you're saying you know, and you're making claims
it demonstrates
that are not true, that you can't demonstrate.
that demonstrates that your view is parasitic on mine. Except like when you say
Tell me how that demonstrates that my view is parasitic on yours.
yeah, when you say prove it, you're standing on God's ground, because to prove something, logic would have to
Another claim, more babble. It's another claim. You're not
it's
demonstrating
actually-
anything.
Well, then how do you demonstrate something if logic is
This other guy's trying to like pipe in the background. He's just getting steamrolled. Dude, just get out. It's an A and B conversation.
real or meaningful when grounded
I've
in the Word of
already
God?
said logic is an axiom.
Yeah, but I'm asking you what makes it real. and meaningful.
Wait. Are you saying
Logic?
that logic itself is an axiom?
Saying it's an
Correct.
axiom doesn't make it
That's
real
false.
and meaningful.
That's false.
That is
Logic
not false.
is a system of reasoning.
Correct. It's an
Logic
axiom.
itself is a system of no, that's not true.
Correct.
He means
Yes,
brute fact.
it's
He
one-
means brute fact.
No, what I'm also saying is that for us to identify anything as true or false, logic has to be the first premise. So
Okay.
the first premise.
But how do we know
is-
logic? How do we
the
know
first
logic?
premise is
How do we
an
know logic is
axiom.
necessary? Did logic tell you it's necessary?
This is where it gets really funny. Did logic tell you it's necessary? I can't imagine where he's going with this. Oh, no.
For you to answer that question, you'd have to have logic.
Well, because God told me He was necessary, so I know God's necessary, and I'm not just bullshitting.
Sure.
Surely you're like.
I'm sure you're very sincere on this idea.
Well, I'm sure you care
But
about the truth.
for you to even say what you just said, you would have to have logic as a part of that axiom.
Did logic tell you that?
For me to say yes to that, I would have to use logic. So yes,
Okay, so logic told you that logic is necessary.
logic didn't tell me anything. That's a dumb way to say
Then how
it.
do you
But
know that
yes,
logic is
logic,
necessary?
because for you to identify anything as true or false, you have to have logic.
Okay, but
Even with your idea of God.
did logic tell
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Even with your idea of God, you're using logic to determine that, whether the thing is. Yeah, no, it's epic. This is just amazing.
you that?
That's a really dumb way to
I
say it.
mean, it's amazing.
Why?
Amazing.
Because my God told me he's necessary.
Because logic doesn't tell anybody
But do
anything.
you see-
You
but my-
use
but-
logic to come up with to come
But
up
don't you
with-
understand that my God told me that he was necessary for
I'm
logic?
sure that you
You're
believe
saying-
that.
He must have revealed this directly to pmars, because I don't think it says anything like that in the Bible.
Of course,
And
Sure,
the way
sure.
that you would identify that is
so you're saying that logic is necessary, but logic didn't tell you it's necessary. You see how, like, I can know my God's necessary because my God told me he's necessary? Logic didn't tell you it's necessary. Do you see the problem that you're in?
See, no, a big problem here is an axiom is a basic starting assumption in a particular system, right? And logic itself is a system of reasoning.
This guy's just bickering.
Logic itself is not an axiom. You are like,
The laws of logic are axiomatic. There's no, like, literally, there's no way you can violate them. If the thing is the thing, it is A, it is not B, it is not D, right? And there's a chain, A, B, C, D, right? So you can't exclude the middle. Literally anything you say, if it doesn't follow those laws, it's incoherent. Like most of what you're actually saying. Shit. Okay.
categorically false on that. Like,
look that up.
definitionally,
You should
you are
look that up.
definitionally wrong on that. I just did.
Please read it up.
Logic
It's a
is
system,
a system of
coming
reasoning.
up. Correct.
The system's
Identify-
And
control.
an axiom
And how would I
is a
how would-
basic starting assumption in a particular system.
which is using
I mean,
logic.
reasoning is basically just thinking about something. Like, reasoning just literally means thinking, and then logic is like, does this make sense? Right? Is that a freaking spider or a scorpion? Because it's not both. It's one or the other, right? Because this is the way reality works. Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's saying. He's just.
Yeah, you don't understand this. You don't understand this at all.
I mean, I was trying to be nice to him. You're right, Miss Pa. The guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I was trying to be nice to him, but he's like really arrogant, and he thinks
He was trying real hard to be
knows
nice.
everything. So it's hard to reason with. It's like talking to a flat earther.
Yeah, no. If you think logic itself is an axiom,
As opposed to the guy who appeals to, the Sky Daddy model of the universe.
I can't continue the conversation.
So
I can't
God,
debate that. I can't debate. I can't debate that at all.
God would be the necessary precondition to have an axiom. Without God, you couldn't have an axiom. But
How could you
Because, yeah, God's the necessary precondition for everything if you believe in the God world, right? But you have to first actually convince the person of that. And in order to do that, you would have to convince them using what? Logic. Oh, shit.
prove whether or not your God is true or not without logic?
no,
Good counter argument. Thanks, guys.
yeah, you got me.
If you think logic itself is an axiom, I can't continue the conversation.
So
I can't
God,
debate that. I can't debate. I can't debate that at all.
God would be the necessary precondition to have an axiom. Without God, you couldn't have an axiom. But
How could you prove whether or not your God is true or not without logic?
no,
His answer is just no. Just no. Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Yeah, and thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I was kicking it in your stream a little bit. I couldn't get in chat more, lurking while working, but always appreciate it. I hit the like button, So
Not arguing. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you got me.
yeah, everybody, if you are into the sports highlights, Daniel Berry's got good stuff going on over there. Sometimes doing live coverage, a lot of clips. It's good plays, a lot of baseball, and some other stuff over there. So
Damn, look, he ran away.
Well, we need logic, and logic requires God. What's the problem with that?
He's gonna clip that. He ran away. I'm literally gonna, dude. I'm like,
I will too. I'll do it the third time. Just solidarity.
How could you prove whether or not your God is true or not without logic?
no.
Good counter argument. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you got me.
Oh, beautiful. How can you prove it without luck, man? Show me the thing and not another thing. Prove me that.
Damn, look, he ran away.
Well, we need logic, and logic requires God. What's the problem with that?
He's gonna clip that. He ran away. I'm literally gonna, dude. I'm like,
That's actually that's a perfect clip. Like you have no response. You just no.
This dude is crazy, bro.
he's like
He's
trying
seen
to, yeah, he's trying
logic
to
is-
Yeah, he is the crazy one. You're trying to convince this guy of an invisible man in the sky, and you come with this shit. And you're like, yeah, he's crazy.
It's just definitionally false.
Yo, his sorry.
I'm not gonna debate stupidity. It's just that's just absurd.
He was really stupid.
Yeah, he was really stupid. Of course, that's one for the books. 20 minutes of my life I'll never get back. And now you won't either, so congratulations. You have won the prize. I do have another stream here I was going to look into. It just ended, but I'm thinking maybe I should do it in another video if I do it. Just because, this is PMars versus Logic. Obviously, PMars lost, but don't let anybody tell him about it. Just let him continue on whatever bullshit he's on. That's fine. Okay, but that made me feel better this morning. I was pretty down, and got a little pick me up from listening to that amazing exchange of words and ideas. I guess whatever the ideas were. I'm not sure they made any sense. They might not have been logical. Anyway, I wanted to. I would hope. I think Deconverted Man would definitely have a field day with this fucking thing right here. But I think he said he was going to be taking a break from streaming for a while. But maybe if he comes back, he'll cover this one because it's a fucking shit show. Like let's just call it what it is, right? But sometimes we do derive humor from such things. Ha ha, this is funny. But it is really real in real life, and there are real people on the internet, and sometimes they believe really dumb things, and they'll go to great lengths to try to defend them. It's amazing. So much love, be well, be kind, and stay trusty. And I'll see you on the next one, whenever that is. Wrong button.